reed avocado fruit set. Tiny little BBs in those flowers. There's one more prominent BB here. Hopefully you can make that out. That's the reed. Look at all the new leaf growth. I was worried it was dropping all the leaves and all the tree branches were really exposed to the sun. But pretty much dropped almost all the old leaves. There's still a few hanging around here. Well, there goes another one. Another big one. But most of the older leaves, that's where they're at. And this all happened as soon as started flowering and just started dropping all the leaves. So apparently that happens with all the younger reed avocados. This one's pretty, I don't want to say it's small, but it's not big either. It's I believe the post is 7 foot high, so it's a little higher than the post on the other end, and on this end it's probably just level with the post. So yeah, it's a 7 foot tree. So that's the reed. Looking to see if it has any other flowers. Nothing's open. It's pretty early. It's 6:30 in the morning. May 13th, 2023. But yeah, there's a few straggler leaves still on here. They'll fall off. You kind of see how that tip burns on them and whatnot, but apparently that's normal. There's some of the small flowers that fall off. They dry up as well. Not many open flowers though. I don't know if it's just too early in the morning. Still cool out here. Not cold, just cool. Mid 60s or low 60s, I don't know. On this side, it looks like there might be a flower. Or is it a... No. No, actually looked like a little BB in that flower. On up here on top, there's more right there. I don't know if the camera will make it out, but there's a few more there. So looks like it's gonna set fruit again, and it still has the 9 fruit hanging. I don't know how many more months, but this is May. If it started flowering in last May, June, I want to say it was still flowering into June, like a lot. That's the fruit set I had from last year. So I believe I have until either August, September before we could start picking these fruit, maybe. So, but it's getting close. Time's flying by. I've been worried. Every morning there's 2 squirrels that come, and my dog chases them away though. But every morning I'm worried that before I let the dog out, because he's a house dog. Well, he lives inside. They're all house dogs, I guess. But kept inside, and every morning he comes out and chases the squirrels away, and I'm worried they're gonna beat us to one of the avocados soon. But they keep hanging around. They hang around up here. It's a soapberry tree, and they eat all the berries off of that. Anyhow, yeah, and that's their runway right there at the top of that fence. Look at how close it is to the fence, but they haven't came down here, so that's a good thing. But either way, this is the reed, and it's fruit set. The day before Mother's Day, May 13th, 6:30 in the morning. All right, well, that's the reed. Well, here I am with my grafted seedlings. This is the ester. Uh, Leaves finally perked up, like they were looking real droopy when I transplanted it. I thought they were either gonna fall off or dry up or something, but they actually perked up, so they're kind of sideways now instead of before they were all perking, like just droopy. The lamb looks like it's still pushing out growth. The Gwen, both Gwens, there's two Gwens here. They don't look like they pushing out any more growth as of now. This one, not much. This one looks like it may push out some new growth there, but for the most part, it seems like they stopped pushing out growth, but they're really perky. They look happy. Hopefully they grow. The lamb though, the lamb looks to be pushing out the most growth here. Now also the ester, I actually could say the ester has new growth as well. That looks fresh and new. But this little guy is very tall, very tall for a seedling. He's shooting straight up. So hopefully I don't have to stake it down. So far so good, but it gets windy here in the afternoon. Well, I want to say about 10 o'clock. 10:30, the wind starts picking up. So but they're underneath the canopy right here, early morning sun, and that's pretty much it. And then the rest of the day they're in the shade. So this one, this is the ester. The leaves got burned for sure from the sun, and that's just early morning sun. I guess it got too hot. But anyhow, those are my seedlings. Charwell. Not much to report. It just keeps growing. Nice, beautiful leaves on here, except for those that are getting eaten by something. Still haven't figured out what's eating them. But those, if I recall, they were sunburned. They had some toasty ends on them, so I can't say those were eaten. But that one there, for sure eaten. Just the way the marks are, something's eating the leaves. No flowers on this. Just new growth. A lot of new growth. Look how pretty the leaves are. Really beautiful leaves. Sort of, I don't want to say staked it down. It's just tied down. It's tied to that small little stake. I put the larger stake just in case. But for the most part, it stands on its own. But in the spot where it's at, a lot of wind, and it's getting tossed around quite a bit. The tree trunk's just not strong enough yet, but so I just kind of tied it off a little bit just so it doesn't lean over so much. It's gonna grow the way it wants to grow. So that's the Charwell. Let me pan over here to some mulberry. The Pinkerton's not doing much. Some new growth there, new leaves. More new leaves coming up right there, which is good because I want to say it expended so much energy producing all the flowers. little, oh my god, there's actually some little tiny fruit set, but you could see the stems, they're all gonna dry up, they're all gonna fall off, you could tell. But, oh well, I guess it did set a few fruit. There's another little BB right there. Interesting. Just when I thought it wasn't gonna set any fruit. It set some, but it looks pretty much they're all gonna fall off, which is good. So, but that is the Pinkerton. So here we are with the lamb. Lamb set so much fruit, it's not even funny. It's a lot of fruit set on this, from the middle of the tree, or lower tree too. Lower tree has more fruit as well. But and this is interesting because there was like literally no bees on this tree, no bees at all, and all I had was flies everywhere. But this is a lamb. As you can see, it's still growing. It's sort of leaning on the top. Just let's see if I could go back a little bit. But pushed out all new growth, all the leaves, every last leaf, all new growth. All the old ones fell off. So that is the lamb. A lot of BBs on this guy. Some bigger than others. That's quite a few though. See how many stick. That's the lamb. So here we are with bacon. I was disappointed with this little tree, just because all of the flowers that it had. I want to say it had the most flowers from all the trees for its size. And I didn't think it set any fruit. And then lo and behold, I started seeing little BBs on this. Still a small tree. It's 5.5 feet. But it did set a few little fruit. But we'll see if they stick. There's not a lot of BBs, but there's some on here. That really grow a lot of new growth though. A lot of new growth. This little branch decided it was gonna grow like a weed. This one just grew. It looks like it's gonna take over the tree. But these new branches on this side, it actually balanced the tree out now. So I removed there's one stake still here, but it's not tied off to it. So now the tree actually is pretty solid. Like the wind blows it around and whatnot, but it's doing really well. Ooh, I just spotted something. A big old white moth. It looks huge. There he is. I hope he's not eating my plants, but I don't think they eat anything. Thought they just laid eggs. But that's the bacon. Ooh. We pan over here to the Carmen. Just grabbing my cup of coffee. Carmen set some fruit. It set fruit, and a lot of BBs are falling off, but you could kind of tell what fruit is gonna stick and what's not. Just from the size of the stem, that's what I'm noticing. Like the fruit that's gonna stick, the stems start to get a lot thicker than the rest of them. And usually it's the leader right at the tip that tends to stick for some reason. Well, that's what I'm noticing on this particular tree. So But that's the Carmen here. It's a short tree, but it seems healthy now. Looks healthy. Still, you could kind of see where it got burned real bad. The tree, it's still burned. I try to protect it. I probably I think it's all right, but I might have to do a little touch up on the whitewash. But crazy branches on this. Look at the way they curve. They just, for whatever odd reason, it just makes curvy branches and just grow wherever they want. So let's see if I could get in here. I could see some of those BBs in here. That's the Carmen. It's looking good. So now I'm here with the gem. This thing, same thing, except, Jesus, it has a lot of fruit, a lot of BBs. I doubt they're all gonna stick, but that's what I was talking about, the ones right at the end. It seems like those are the ones that stick, and the little stem seems to be a little bit thicker. So, but this is the gem. Jeez, look at this. It's looking beautiful. There's BBs everywhere. More BBs. A lot of flowers that just coming in too. Look at this. Look at the just clusters of flowers and clusters of BBs. New growth on top. It's pretty amazing. They start setting the fruit and they start dropping leaves as well, right when they're with all the leaves. These kind of got blown away. Tell the gardener not to blow them away. Still blowing them away, but I'm blaming the gardener. There's a lot of BBs. Look at all the nice fresh new growth that's pushing out. Some beautiful color, almost it's a reddish rust color. Really pretty. I don't know if this camera, or it's my phone, cell phone, bring out the true colors of this. Really pretty colors. And this video is getting really long, so like I said, today is May 13th, Saturday, May 13th. It's 6:50 in the morning now, recording. And that's just I want to say a quick update, a long update on the trees. Just what a difference a week makes, just about, or a few days, with all the BBs. So anyhow, have a great day, guys. Oh, you know what? Someone asked about my watering schedule, and it's basically how hot it's gonna be. And if you look at this, that soil's wet. I'm not gonna water today just because the soil's wet. As soon as I start seeing that soil dry up, I sometimes pull back that mulch to see if it's wet underneath the mulch. If it's wet underneath the mulch, I do a light watering, not heavy, just a light watering with hose set on shower mode. So, but you know, I make sure it's all wet around the tree line, the leaf line, the edges of the mulch here, all along the edges. I try to make sure that's always wet, just so that the roots reach out and they don't just stay right at the base of the tree trunk. So tree trunk's looking, oh, there's new growth on that down here on the bottom. Yeah, probably let that grow. But yeah, my watering schedule is based on how hot it's gonna be, looking at the dirt, feeling the dirt. If it feels just damp and cool to touch, it doesn't need watering. If it's dry, and definitely water it. I don't mind keeping them so that dirt is cool, especially here, Southern California. It gets hot, it's starting to get hot. It's supposed to be real hot tomorrow, so in the 80s. So I say real hot. That's hot for me. Anything in the 80s, in the 90s, it's pretty hot. And when it gets up into the 90s, I water pretty much every day. But like I said, it's a light watering. If I hold off on the watering and it just overcasts every day, they don't need much water, maybe every couple days. And like I said, it's depending on the soil. You feel the soil, look at the soil, looks damp, it probably doesn't need watering. Now if it's real hot, again, I'd say water every day if it's real hot. As well, I'll put the hose on the nozzle. It has all these settings, and if it's real hot, I'll put the mister on and just mist the trees even. So anyhow, you guys have a great day. This thing turned up real long. All right, have a great day, guys.